Well, Republican senators appear closer to ultimately passing a bill that would repeal Obamacare. We're going to talk about that coming up in just a few minutes as we continue Trending Today USA, and it's an important bill, too. Now, I don't know if you caught this yesterday. We talked a little bit about Reality Winner. I wanted to bring you this story. I thought it was rather interesting. The family of this intelligence contractor, now she is accused of leaking a highly classified document about Russian interference in the U.S. election. She told, the parent told NBC News that our daughter would not jeopardize anybody's safety. This is the 25-year-old who worked at the National Security Agency from Augusta, Georgia. She'd been charged with providing the report to The Intercept. That's an online news organization. Reality Winner's mom said her daughter was terrified when she returned to her Augusta home to find armed federal agents waiting for her. Her words to me was that she was scared she was going to be, and this is the quote, they were going to make her disappear. She said her daughter would never put herself in a position where another person was at risk. She said she'd not jeopardize anybody's safety. I can tell you that for certainty. She loves children. She loves animals. She's not a threat to anybody. She's not a violent person. That's the latest. Well, what else is a parent going to say, I suppose? All right, let's jump back to the Obamacare bill. Republican senators say that they are going to pass a bill that would repeal it. Scott Ehrlich joins us, a writer with The Federalist and the healthcare industry. Scott, welcome to Trending Today USA.
How you doing, Ernie?
Doing very, very well. So the Republicans say now they're going to do it. Why are they closer now than they were before?
I have no idea. I keep hearing different things. I've read quotes from them that say we're not going to get anything this year. I saw something from Richard Burr the other day that said he didn't think that they would pass something. So I'm not sure. It's the Senate's got to come up with their thing. I assume it's not going to look much like the House, and then they have to go to committee and reconcile it. And I still think we're a long way away from anything. But to be fair, I thought that, and then AHCA passed, pretty quickly. So you never know.
Why not just repeal it and build it back up from square one?
That was the argument I made. That was the first article I wrote for The Federalist, was exactly that topic. I think you would have gotten the exact same negative fallout that you got from this bill, but you would have gotten a lot more positives. You would have actually lowered the deficit much more substantially. And you could have put back in the points that people really liked, and you would have got more conservative support. You might have even got some Democrat support by putting in things that they liked, and you would have been much better off in every way.
What is going on with this Republican Congress? They're elected, they have the numbers, they have the White House as well. They can pretty much pass what they choose to pass, but they don't seem to want to actually do anything.
It drives me crazy to watch that. I mean, I just think it's that legislators just don't want to take a stand on anything, and they want to keep up the charade that that people can have cheap, quality, abundant health care and without paying more for it. And as the Democrats found out, it's a lot easier to say you're for something without putting any specifics down there than to actually put yourself on a line on something and deal with the consequences. And that just seems to be what the Republicans are at, and they just don't seem to really be for anything.
The surprise in all of this is that since this passed in 2010, Republicans have been running on, we're going to repeal Obamacare, and we have a better idea, et cetera, and apparently they didn't have anything. They just were saying we want to repeal it, and somewhere along the line, the word replace also got put in there.
Yeah, and it's a true betrayal of what they've run on, a true betrayal of what they've campaigned on, and, as you said, I mean, there's nothing that's stopping them from passing something now. There's nothing that's stopping them from passing what they passed 2 years ago, which by the CBO's own estimates would have lowered the deficit far more substantially, would leave the same amount of uninsured, and would have fulfilled the promise they've made for 7 years, and probably wouldn't have nearly as much political pushback as this bill, where you can just pick it apart. So why they've done it, I believe it was Mitch McConnell that said we couldn't pass that bill today, despite the fact that they have a bigger majority in Congress than they did at that point.
Scott Ehrlich with the Federalist and the healthcare industry. Scott, thank you so much for joining us. We'll try to have you back and see if we can go into more detail about this in case nothing happens in the next few weeks.